Hello everyone and welcome back to the new episode of the Manchester United Career Mode Save on FIFA 22. It is episode number 2, and coming back from the previous episode where we left off, there's still about a month and a half or so to go into the transfer window, to finish up the transfer window, and we have 3 games in August. Obviously the season opener against Leeds United, and then we've got Southampton away as well as Wolverhampton away to end the month of August. So we've got 1.5 months left in the transfer window, but I still don't know if I want to sign anyone. As we quickly look through the youth squad and we try to give them a few development plans, I just gave a few of them, I think half of them, the development plans, the ones that I thought that could outlast the rest or perform better than the rest. So I just gave a few of them the development plans, and hopefully that we can bring the best out of them in the near future. But yes, anyway, coming back to the main topic that we were discussing earlier, in terms of the transfer window, I'm not entirely sure if I want to sign anyone just yet. I have had a few central defensive midfielders that I lined up in the transfer targets. As you saw there was a bid for Luke Shaw from Real Madrid, as well as a bid for David De Gea from Lazio, which we both rejected because both players are very important for the club and the team. They've had a very good season, actually a couple of good seasons before this, so definitely not going anywhere. And we take a quick look at the first scouting update that we have from England. No one really of quality just yet. We scout 2 players further, and soon after that we have another bid for Victor Lindelof, this time from Valencia in Spain, which we also rejected. But one bid that we did not reject was for Phil Jones. Phil Jones, having just come back from another injury, as his career has literally been an injury crisis pretty much. I think about half of his career has been spent on the sidelines because of the amount of injuries that he's had. But in recent times he has recovered from his said injury, went for surgery, and eventually got better, and he is part of the reserve setup at the moment. The bid that we did receive was from Real Sociedad, and they wanted to take Phil Jones out on loan. So I agreed for a 1-year loan rather than a 1-year and buy option, because I would like to keep Jones in the setup. Hopefully keep him around as a veteran, as someone that you can depend on in the near future before he retires. So Jones does go out to Real Sociedad for a year, and hopefully he regains some momentum in his career, some game time, just to get used to the whole idea of playing football week in, week out. I'm not entirely sure if he is going to start week in, week out, but he does have 74 overall, so maybe, just maybe, he might start more games than we think that he might. So anyway, going into the first game of the season against Leeds United, the big one, a big rivalry in the northeast, if I'm not mistaken. Is it the northeast? Yes, it is the northeast of England. Manchester United from Manchester and Leeds United from Leeds. Very close rivalry that we haven't seen in a very long time in the big stage of the Premier League since the mid-2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the years and days of Mark Viduka terrorizing the whole of the Premier League. But those were the good days, and Leeds have been pretty okay in the season that they came up, which was last season. Marcelo Bielsa definitely rejuvenated the whole side and prepared them for the struggles of the Premier League. And for today's game, we start with the first team that we set up, that features Cristiano Ronaldo, Donny van de Beek, and so on. And as for Leeds, the one that starts for them in the striker position is Daniel James, our previous winger, who I deeply miss as part of the squad. But It was Bruno Fernandes who scores the first goal as part of the new Spinehagen era at Manchester United with a beautiful chip from the right hand side just over Meslier, who couldn't get a touch on the ball. What a goal to start our tenure at Old Trafford. It was very beautiful, and we started to attack more and more, and it was Donny van der Beek who got closest in the second half, and Meslier prevented from it being 2-0. And in about the 65th minute, we were literally just terrorizing Leeds left, right, centre, and it was Cristiano Ronaldo's shot this time around that Meslier prevented from going in. But soon after that, we had a very lucky break in terms of the finishing in the goal, because see for yourself. It was a very lucky goal on our end. It was very unfortunate for Llorente, who scored an own goal, couldn't bring himself out of the way from the Meslier save and eventually just put it into his own net. And despite saving Ronaldo's shot in the 76th minute, they couldn't keep out. Meslier couldn't keep out this own goal. Yes, another own goal. I don't think I've had an own goal scored for us twice in a game, but this was the first time, and it was from a Bruno Fernandes corner kick, which Click got onto the end of it and eventually just put it past his own keeper. Leeds did get the goal back in the 84th minute, but it was nothing but a consolation. Man of the match for me would be Bruno from our side, but overall it was definitely going to be Meslier. But like, if you've seen earlier the match stats, it was 11 shots against him, 10 were saved. It was the one Bruno Fernandes shot that went in, because the other 2 goals that we had were own goals, so technically doesn't count as a shot. So out of 11 shots, it was the one shot that he didn't save. It was the Bruno Fernandes goal, the chip one. Every other shot was saved by Meslier. So man of the match performance right there. If it wasn't for him, the game could have easily been 7 or 8-1 at the end. But still, we move on to the next one, the game that the real team, the real Manchester United, drew 1-1 at St. Mary's Stadium. We opened our scoring account in the 26th minute with Cavani putting Aaron Wan-Bissaka through with a beautiful looped ball over the top, and Wan-Bissaka finishes that move with the sweet volley in the near post of Alex McCarthy. And to be honest, Alex McCarthy definitely should have done better, but we do concede soon after that, not even 6 minutes later, in the 32nd minute, through El Yunusi, who put Southampton level at 1-1. I have no idea what happened here. People keep saying that you probably shouldn't bring your goalkeeper out as often as you do in FIFA 22, and that seems to be the right thing, the right call, because I brought David De Gea out in hopes that he would get in the way or save the ball at least, but it just eventually gave El Yunusi a chance to score. Soon after that, just before the half-time whistle, Edinson Cavani broke through the line. It was a beautiful through ball for him and smashed it into the back of the net. We went into the half-time with a 2-1 lead, but in the second half, 15 minutes after the break, another goal from a recycled set piece thing, and this time David De Gea definitely couldn't do anything about the goal. We know long shots or shots outside the box are overpowered in FIFA 22, and there really isn't much that David De Gea could do anything about that shot. We also could have conceded a goal soon after if it wasn't for De Gea's save, and in the 89th minute, Jesse Lingard puts the the man of the moment, Mr. Inevitable through, and he wins the game for us at the end in the 89th minute. And if you would have seen, Cristiano Ronaldo did not start the match. It was Cavani who started the match, and I only brought him on a couple of minutes before Ronaldo scored, and Mr. Inevitable puts us back in front. But still, if it wasn't for David De Gea on the line once again, makes an impressive double save towards the end of the match, and with that performance from our number one shot stopper, preserves the 3 points for us in the end. A very, very good win, a thrilling match if you would, and a man of the match performance from David De Gea. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo came on and scored the winning goal for us, but if it wasn't for De Gea's heroics throughout the match, we would have probably not got any point at all at the end of the game. It wasn't an easy game to win. It definitely wasn't, because Southampton were there with us throughout the match, matching with us in terms of the shots and the way they passed, the way they moved the ball around. They were there with us throughout, but it was Ronaldo's appearance in the end that made the difference, and also David De Gea's importance in between the sticks that provided us the win at the end. But coming after the game, there was a bid for Nemanja Matic from Villarreal, which we eventually rejected, despite us not signing anyone. As I said earlier, we probably wouldn't sign anyone in this transfer window, because I just want to see how we maintain our progression throughout the campaign, with Donny van de Beek starting as the central defensive midfielder. So maybe I'll put a development plan for him, change his position from central midfielder to central defensive midfielder, and get him to start for us. One player who hasn't really started for us in the last 2 games is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba wasn't really playing well after the mini transfer saga that we had with Juventus. I don't know if Paul Pogba wanted to leave the club. As you guys would know, that I was open to letting Pogba go if the right amount of money came. So maybe that clouded his mood, his judgment a little. So I gave him a couple of days break, a couple of match days break. So I told Paul, take some time off for yourself, sort your mind out, take a good long rest, and come back to us strongly. And he opens the scoring for us in the 18th minute, and soon after we scored another goal in the 22nd minute. It didn't take long for us to score the 3rd goal either, and yeah, we scored the 2nd goal right from Wolves' kickoff. And very soon after that, it didn't really take us too long for us to score the 3rd goal in the first half. It was by the 34th minute, and we got lucky with an own goal once again. It is the 3rd own goal in the campaign, and we've only played 3 games so far, so I'm not sure if we're going to be getting more and more own goals. But in the second half, we started off with a bang just before the 60th minute mark, just before the hour mark, where Ronaldo went through and scored the 4th goal of the match. And once again, we created an opportunity to score right from Wolves' kickoff from that goal. It was Jadon Sancho running down the right wing, a couple of step overs, and passing it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who plays Bruno Fernandes, who also plays Ronaldo, and he is in for his hat-trick. Match day 3, and we have a sweet moment. Yes, I love doing that. Who doesn't love doing that? Yeah, it was a sweet moment because Ronaldo got his hat-trick. 36 years of age, still setting the Premier League and the Champions League alight. Hopefully he sets our campaign in the Champions League alight as well. Wolves were never really in the game, and it was a little easier to break them down. As you could see here, Bruno Fernandes was just storming through big roulette and plays in Edinson Cavani, who just came off after we subbed off Ronaldo, who's got his hat-trick, and Cavani comes in to seal the deal at 6-0 at full time. And yeah, Wolves were never really at the game, so maybe it's not Wolves, maybe it's the difficulty that I've set, so maybe I might change that come the next episode. But still, man of the match performance, not just from Cristiano Ronaldo from getting the hat-trick, but man of the match performance from Bruno Fernandes as well. 4 assists for the 6 goals that we scored today. Yeah, it's not easy. Paul Pogba in real life set that record against Leeds United earlier in the season, and in this game, in this match, Bruno Fernandes set the record straight. 4 assists in a single Premier League game. But right after that, we have the end of the transfer window coming on us, and there was a couple of bids that we rejected very early on. It was for Marcus Rashford and also for Harry Maguire. PSG coming in for Harry Maguire. I don't really see why PSG would do that, but it is in game. It is all based on the numbers, so we rejected it. And also there was another bid for Mason Greenwood towards the end of transfer deadline day from Atletico Madrid. Dream on, Diego. You are not gonna get gunman Mason. He is definitely going to be staying here. As you can see, the top deals just there. Phil Foden moving to PSG, Richarlison going to Manchester City, and Angel Correa moving to Liverpool. That's the top deals for this transfer window. We had little to no activity in the transfer window this season. I just want to see how we cope with the team that we already have and see if we can make a difference than how we were doing in real life. And yeah, hopefully we don't need to make necessary or unnecessary signings along the way, and we can keep ourselves in the position that we currently are in, top of the table. 3 wins out of 3, 12 goals scored, 3 goals conceded, and 9 points on the board. So if we maintain this, definitely we will win the title at the end of the season. But that is where we are going to end today's episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I did. And if you did like today's episode, please do drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.